Hi there, welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a flip through today of a junk journal I recently finished, and I'm going to do a little tour. It's a book that is approximately from 1894 to 1896. The publisher Conkey and Company out of Chicago did not put a publishing date inside the book. But from some research I did, it appears that this publisher published quite a few books in a series of a similar covers. They were all sort of beige with dark brown main ink, and they published these books between the years 1894 and 1896. And certainly from the condition of this book and the wear and tear, I honestly believe this book is probably somewhere in the 1890s for age. It was in pretty sad shape. It was falling apart quite badly. But as ever, there are ways to give an old book new life rather than throwing them out or burning them. And you'll see here, this sweet little book has now got a new life as a journal. So let's start with dimensions. It is 5 inches by 6 3/4. It is 1 inch thick, and I have put 5 signatures in it. For those who don't know, a signature is a bundle of papers that goes into books. And you can see in here there are 5 signatures. There's a total of 120 pages of varying sizes. And I have done a hidden hollowback spine. So you can see back in there, there's actually a little space that goes down between the spine and the backing of the text block. And that means that this book will lie open very nicely for you when you want to write in it or work in it, add things as you wish. On the cover here, I have added some antiques and vintage laces. I've added some vintage buttons, and I have reinforced the spine. It was literally in 3 pieces, cover, spine, and back cover. So I was able to put it all back together again, and then I reinforced the shoulders of the spine. So this little baby will last another 100 years, I'm quite sure. And again, some more fabrics and laces and vintage buttons on the back, and all done on with glue and with sewing. So there's decorative sewing, and there's also safe glues used. So let's take a look inside. You'll see right away that I have, for end papers, used illustrations from Cicely Mary Barker's book series, The Flower Fairies, since it's a fairy tales book. This doily with fairy tales written on it, that fairy tales is from the actual original first page of the book. The papers of this book were falling apart, so the only way that I could salvage them and give them new life again was to use bits and pieces of them and affix them onto other papers or cardstock to give them strength again. So this is actually the original first page of the book as well. And the illustrations in this book are absolutely charming. So I've put that onto some onion skin paper as the opening. You're going to find lots and lots of journaling space in this book, which is typical of a Sunnyside journal. I expect that the new owners hopefully will use them and write in them and put memories and special things in them. Here's a pocket that I have created, again, from one of the original illustrations. This was the contents page of the book, and I've taken the liberty of tucking a few little things into it. There's a tag made from some scrapbook paper that was tea-dyed, a journaling card made from a vintage playing card for you to write on, and this is an original illustration from the text block of this book, and it can be journaled on the back or collaged on, or whatever you wish to do with it. Here's a page from a bird book, ledger paper, tea-dyed paper. All the papers, actually everything in this book has been repurposed. It's been found from other thrifted sources, secondhand, and it has been saved and salvaged so that it can be enjoyed all over again and given new life. Here's a page from Anne of Green Gables that's been tea dyed. I do my own tea dyeing. Here's another tag created from a page in the original book with a little fussy cut from a Victorian book, and room for journal writing on the back, a little eyelet, and some fun little pink fabric. I put some lace here on the edge, just as a little tab for a little decoration. A rusty paperclip. Paper doily. In the second signature, I've used a tag to create a tab. On it, I've put a bulb pin with just some little beads, little sparkly beads on it, from a necklace that I found at a thrift store that I took apart, and another tag created from a tea-dyed scrapbook paper. Another pocket created from an illustration out of the original text block, and another journaling card created from an illustration in the original book. You can journal on the back there. These have been sewn around the edges. Here's another little tag. I'll show you a close-up of the sewing around the edge. Really gives it some charm. This little page is actually from a little dictionary, and this picture here is also a pocket, so I put some tickets in there. This is a page from a day book, a Beatrix Potter day book. It's been tea dyed. This is a page from a 1940s gardening book. Oh, hold on, there we go. This was the only full color illustration that was in the original book, and it's beautiful. So pretty, with Snow White and Rose Red and the little angel. A little tab up here, a lace snippet tab, and there's a little bulb pin and a little pink rose charm from a necklace that I found on one of my secondhand escapades. Here's the other side of the Beatrix Potter day book, the other side of the tiny little dictionary. Another pocket created from one of the pages from the original book, and another journaling card created from an illustration from the book. And you can journal on the back, and just some extra tea-dyed paper for you to journal on. A little tag that I actually sewed right into the signature. Some music from a German music book. This is a page out of a Bible that was falling apart, that was on the Free to a Good Home table at my local St. Vincent de Paul, and I thought I can make wonderful use out of this. It was literally falling apart, and now it's got new life. So that's from the book of Psalms. A spread out of a Wildflowers book. It was too long, so I cut the bottom off that has the names of the flowers and still included it, so that if you want to find out what they are, it will be here. And it will also be back here for those ones. Lots of journaling space. Here's the other side of the spread from the Book of Psalms. Music. Here's the other side of that tag. Those are fun when you sew them actually right into the signature. Another pocket here. I love this one. It's a young lady at her spinning wheel, and it's from a story called Odds and Ends. Apparently she was a lazy young lady, apparently, as the story goes. Another little journaling tag that I made. And there's room on the back to write. This is also from the same book as the previous page with birds on it. This is another page from that 1940s gardening book. And again, another little charm on a little tiny safety pin. And it's a little heart. And it's so pretty. I'm going to bring it up close so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? Little copper colored heart. I find these on necklaces and I take them apart and make charms out of them. This is a spread that I've made out of a bigger dictionary page. Down here at the bottom is actually a picture of Beatrix Potter. She's riding on a donkey. And I just thought, you know what, an older lady riding on a donkey, you know what, she looks quite comfortable. So I put a word snippet there of quite comfortable. And if you open this, you'll see that it flips open. And then I've made homes for tags. And you can journal on the back. This is an original illustration out of the original book. And then there's room down here to journal on each pocket. Here is a bookmark that I created that also has journaling space. That is the original signature from this book. A young man named William Webster in Salem, Ontario, Canada, originally owned this book, probably over 100 years ago. Another little journaling card from one of the original illustrations. I love when I can make use of the text block rather than just throw it out. And this book had so many pretty little illustrations. So this was kind of fun. And then it closes back up. And then I put this interesting fellow who's sightseeing right there. This picture is actually removable. I've put the corners in the way you usually would use a photo corner. And you can take that out if you want and put your own photo in. More journaling space for you. More birds. Another pocket from the original text block. And another journaling card created from one of the original illustrations. And then some tea-dyed ledger paper for journaling on. This is a page from an old gardening manual. I just recently made a journal out of it. But as ever, there are always leftover pages. And when they're nice like this, I like to continue using them in other journals. This is a page from the Beatrix Potter book. Another page with a little tab with some of the pretty fabric. It's the same fabric you'll see used here and there. And it's also ruffled onto the front and the back of the cover. This is a spread from a 1940s or 1950s children's school reader. The real deal. You can actually see where the rusty staples originally were. Here's a paper clip that I created for you to use wherever you need to use it. The other side of the Beatrix Potter. Here's a pocket, again, from the original illustration out of the book. This is another illustration from the Cicely Mary Barker book, The Flower Fairies. And here is my trademark Two Nanas bookmark that I put into all my journals. That has the two Nanas from our family in it. I love that photo strip. Now let's put, hold on, I don't like an empty paper clip. So let's take you and we'll put you here. There we go. So that is Grimm's Fairy Tales. It's old. You'll see this, because 1894, this book is old, it's worn, it's been well loved and well used, but I have fortified it and it will be good for a good many years to come. And what a beautiful little keepsake with lots and lots of room for writing in or using as you wish. This book will be available in my Etsy shop. I'll post the link down below if you care to go over and take a look. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this flip through and have a great day. Bye.